Good evening. So today I've got leftovers to use up for Easter. So I'm going to make kind of a Sunday dinner pie, like a roast dinner pie. So we've got our cheap Easter veg. We've got cabbage, parsnips, carrots, potatoes, loads more off screen of these, but this is just for the visual. Got a bit of pastry, and I've got some pork. Now what I've got here is a lean pork fillet. It's high quality British meat. This cost me £2.60. Couldn't get a takeaway burger for £2.60. So it is British. It's Red Tractor certified, so that means it's good. And it's cheap. It's so cheap, and I don't understand why. All meat seem to be going up in price. Beef, lamb, even chicken. Yeah, I can still get this for virtual pennies. So, like I say, I'm going to make a pie. I've got some puff pastry to use. I was going to do Cornish pasties, but that's not really the right pastry. So, what we're going to do is we're going to layer it up. I'm going to blind bake some pastry, get a base. I'm going to chop up fine some potatoes. I'm going to cook them off. I'm going to use them as the base within the pie. Then I'm going to do the same with some parsnips and carrots. I'm going to chop them up real fine, cook them off a little just to get some moisture off. That's going to be layer 2. Then either cabbage will be next or the pork. Now what I'm going to do off screen is I'm going to prep all my veg. I'm going to dice up everything real small. We'll come back, we'll show you the next step. Hello, welcome back. So I've prepared all my veg. You can see it's put down quite small. Even the meat. So I want everything to be bite-sized. I don't want you to have to chew on the insides here. So what we're going to do now, first of all, I'm going to blind bake my pastry. So I've greased a pie dish, I guess. Pastry in there. I put a bit of paper in there, greaseproof paper, and some veins just to hold it down. I'm going to blind bake that for about 8 to 10 minutes. So let's get that straight in. Now, next thing I want to do is cook off just get the cooking started on some of these veg. Now, I'm going to use something I don't use particularly often, which is lard. But not pork, makes sense to use a bit of lard. Now, not too much, but I'm going to use quite a bit for the potatoes because I want them almost to be like a roast potato. I want it to be the solid base of the pie. I've decided a little bit different on the order. I'm going to go potatoes, then the meat, then the carrots and parsnip, and finally the cabbage. So I'm going to soften these up. I'm going to lightly do the cabbage. I'm going to do the pork only a little bit. I'm going to put a bit of fresh sage in with that. I don't want to overcook the pork. I'm hoping that when it's in the middle, the extra liquid will come off and kind of steam it inside, so keep it nice and juicy. So I was hoping this would be hotter. Well, it's not my hottest ring. I'm going to throw these in anyway. And really all it is I want to soften them up and get a little bit of a coating of the fat. One thing you'll notice, I've kept the meat and the vegetables separate. I don't want to contaminate my wood chopping board with meat juice. Maybe I should have had a spatula or something. Okay. Now, while I'm using lard, you can use whatever you want. A bit of oil, or whatever, a bit of butter, whatever. So what we'll do is I'm going to cook this off, and I'll bring us back to show what I've done with each of the vegetables and the meat. Really, it's not going to make good viewing to see us cooking this for 8 or 9 minutes. One thing I will do is I'm going to season as I go. So a bit of salt and pepper is all I'm going for. And the only other flavouring is going to be the sage in with the pork. As I say, I'll season every layer because I don't want the any of the layers to be bland. So again, I'm going to bring you back when everything's ready to be assembled, and we'll do the assembly. And welcome back. So I've done all the prep now. My pastry has sunk a little bit, which is not the best, but we can't help that. Cook the potatoes for about 8 minutes. They are edible as they are now. They actually remind us, because I've cooked them a lot, of like chips from the 80s. They get out of the old fryer. Carrots, edible as they are. I'm not eating that meat. It had like 1 minute in, and the cabbage had maybe 30 seconds. So let's start assembling. Okay, seems it has stuck together a little. Fine for the purpose of the food, but means we need to spread this out a bit. You can see maybe there's crispy bits on some of these, which is ideal. It gives us the kind of roast potato feel. Then was going to be the meat. I'm going to drain off some of the liquids. I've already done that once, but when it's rested, more came off. This is actually quite meat heavy, and I feel like I may have done a little bit too much. Then again, I didn't expect my pastry to drop by so much. Okay, I'm just going to push it down a bit. Next was the carrot and parsnip. And I am washing my hands between takes, by the way. Again, we'll just get this spread out. We want every bite to be pretty much the same. Okay, and finally, just the cabbage for a little top layer. I maybe should have put the cabbage as the second layer. No, it's nothing, it's not the end of the world. So hope it doesn't burn. Okay, let's get these out the way. Now, it is very wet, so I've decided to do something a little bit different with the pastry. What I've done, what I'm going to do, is do a lattice. So it's going to have plenty of space for the moisture to come off, just so we don't end up with a soggy mess. So, when I want to do it, I'm going to put 4 stripes on this. Roughly about equal. Doesn't have to be perfect. And what we'll do is we're going to pull 2 back. So the first and the third. We'll put the lattice lengthways. And we'll pop this back over. Then we'll do the same with the other side. So we'll do it with the opposite ones. And put that over. Now, I've already put an egg wash on this pastry because I didn't want to get egg on the cabbage or whatever top layer I was originally intended to do. Yeah. Can't really crimp it because I'm working with raw and with cooked. I'm going to pop a little bit of salt on. Nothing too much. And I'm going to bake this for maybe, I'm going to check it after 15 minutes, see where we're at. So we'll come back in 15 minutes, or perhaps slightly longer. We'll see how the food looks. We'll do a taste test. Hello and welcome back. So here's our finished product, minus the chunk I just cut out. Nice and golden. And it took about, it was about 17 minutes at about gas mark, well, about 200 degrees. Now here's the actual pie itself. It hasn't kept its layers, but I'm not overly stressed about that. That was just nice for the thumbnail. What's important is, of course, how it tastes. So let's break into it first. You can see it's falling apart a little bit. It's not the end of the world. Definitely a knife and fork job rather than a handheld pie. Right. So let's get some of this down. Hey, everything's actually working really well now. Let's have a bit of it individually while I think about what I'm saying. Meat's tender, not dry. I mean, pork tenderloin doesn't have a lot of fat, so it's naturally a little bit dry. I'm happy with that. Let's try a bit of the cabbage. I was kind of worried about the cabbage that I might burn. It's actually still got a bit of crunch to it. Good. Potatoes. Great. And I'll tell you what, I know it's got a bad rep, but the lard on those potatoes is amazing. Let's try a little bit of the carrot by itself. Again, bang on. I think this is a bit of the parsnip. Again, fantastic. Let's get again a bit of the whole thing. Yeah, I'm standing there shaking my head. It's absolutely fantastic. And I think the star of the show, weirdly, is the lard. It gives us so much flavour going through. But everything's cooked really well. The adding it to the pie does add something. It's hard to describe, but that bit of pastry just helps bind things together. And every element is still live and coming through. Nothing's overcooked. Nothing's gone dry. Nothing's burned. I don't know why Sunday lunch in a dinner, say Sunday lunch in a pie isn't a thing. I mean, I suppose the closest thing you're going to get something like a Cornish pasty. But yeah, I mean, 100% recommend. I mean, it doesn't feel particularly inventive, but I can't remember seeing this out before. So go for it. So, thanks for joining me. If you've got any comments, please make the comment so I will respond to them. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see you next time. Thank you.